All right, guys, Ask a Felon back with another one for you. Today, I'm going to get into some questions that people sent me. So you might hear some of the same questions that I've already answered before in the past. Did you ever believe you was going to spend the rest of your life running? Yeah, I did. For the 5 years I was on the run, it felt like I was always going to be on the run because I was telling myself I ain't going to go face the consequences. That's one thing I ain't going to do. I always told myself I'm about to do. I was thinking about doing crazy shit. Like I was thinking about going and robbing banks and shit, just so I could. I mean, I was thinking nuts because I thought I only had 20 years to look forward to. So that changes your whole state of mind. That changes the way you think. 20 years is like a life sentence. You know what I mean? So I was thinking crazy shit. But as long as I was skimming by, hustling and doing stuff under the radar, I was all right. But with a mind frame that all you got is 20 years to look forward to, yeah, it made you think totally different. It made you think crazy, really. And I felt like I was never going to face my shit. I felt like as long as I can run, I'm going to run. But the crazy part is, after 5 years, it got to me, and I finally turned myself in because I was tired of living day by day. Like I couldn't every day. Tomorrow I can get picked up. Tomorrow I can get, and next hour I can get picked up. I had so many close calls leaving people's houses or them coming to houses while I'm inside. I had that happen once. They came to a house while I was inside, and it was at my mom's, and she told them, no, they can't look. They can't come in and search. And they said, okay, man, we understand. He's your son. Have a good night. And there was another time they came to me when I was at the job site. I was working on a foreclosed home. I've already told this story a million times in my other videos. If you want to check it out, you can check it out for the full details. But them's the two closest calls I had. But yeah, I felt like I was always going to be on the run. Did you ever see someone you knew unexpectedly while hiding? Yep, that's crazy because the night I committed my burglaries, I broke in through the garage. It was somebody I worked for, so I already knew what their house layout was. And when I broke in, I came in through the garage door opener, and the house was connected to the garage. So if you got in the garage, you could get in the house. And they was sitting on the couch with their backs turned. They didn't even see me come in. I was in their room going through the jewelry box, and the dog barking is what got me caught. The dog, they had a little yapper in there, and that little yapper just kept sitting there barking at me, barking at me, barking at me while I'm trying to grab all this jewelry. Well, the man got up to see what the dog was barking at, and he seen me in his room. He walks me out the door, and then once I get out the door, I cut out. Like I already know now I done did some bad shit. I'm in some trouble now. Dude done seen me, knows who I am. So I go running, I go hide in this apartment building underneath some stairs. Well, while I'm underneath there, a guy comes out walking his dog. He comes out to take his dog for a walk. He sees me under there. He's like, what are you doing under there looking all mischievous and shit? I'm like, I'm hiding from the fucking cops, man. And it was a dude I grew up with. I knew him from like way back. He was in the neighborhood. We grew up in the same neighborhood. He knew me. I knew him. He was like, well, hurry up, get in the fucking house. I was like, all right, man. You promise you ain't gonna fucking give me away if they come? He's like, nah, go on, get in the fucking house. Put me in the closet. Well, he comes back in about 3 minutes later, and he's like, man, what the fuck did you do? Did you kill somebody? I'm like, no, why? He's like, well, they got the state cops out, they got the county cops, they got the city cops. He's like, there's even detectives out there. He's like, they got the dogs, they got the roads blocked off. I'm like, oh man. Well, next thing you know, I start hearing knocking on doors and dogs and radio chatter. And what it was the dog followed my scent, but it followed it to the apartment, like across from it was closer to where I was squatted underneath the stairs. Because underneath the stairs underneath the stairs, and then there was a door right here. I was squatted right here. But the dude's apartment was down the hall that I hid in. So it was like they lost the scent, either because where his dog was when he seen me, because he was walking past me and stopped with his dog and was like, what are you doing down there looking all mischievous and shit? And what later on, when I got my discovery, I found out that the dogs tracked the scent to another door in that apartment. And there was a girl in there who was gay. So she had a short haircut, and she was about my size, I guess, from what the report said it was a woman that fit the description of me, but she was a female. And then there was another report where there was a truck broke down in a parking lot that they thought was suspicious, that another dog tracked to that area. But yeah, so it's crazy that I seen somebody I knew while I was hiding in the midst of my crime. That's when I've ran into somebody unexpectedly. Did you ever get so paranoid you couldn't trust anyone? Yeah. I got to where I wasn't even trusting my family half the time because they would say shit like, you'd be better off if you just went to jail and get it over with. You're going to run for the rest of your life, and then you're going to run for phone ring. You're going to run, and then by the time you get caught, you're going to be so old that you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison, which I can understand where that's coming from. You know, if I'm 30 and I run for another 10 years, I'm going to be 50 by the time they catch me, and I'm doing a 20-year sentence. So I've been the rest of my life in prison. But when you're facing 20 years in prison, you ain't thinking like, oh, well, I'm just going to go get it done. It's not like a 6 months or a year. You're talking 20 years of your life locked up. That is like life, especially if you're 30, 40, 50. You're going to get out when you're 50 years old. I mean, come on now. So in my head, and when you're thinking you got 20 years, that's all you got to face that you're gonna get. It's like, that is life for me. You know what I mean? 20 years, I'm barely, that's a little bit, that's over half my life already, you know? So yeah, I got paranoid where I wasn't trusting people because they'd say things like that, or they'd say, you know, you're already living like you're in jail by having to hide all the time. Don't you ever get, you know, shit like that. It made me think, nah, you guys are going to do something thinking you're doing something for the good. But until you've been in jail and locked up and in prison, then you don't know what you can't say you would go do it. I don't care. Anybody who's facing 20 years ain't going to say it up. Let's go do it. If you got a chance to run and keep your freedom a little longer, knowing that your sentence is going to be 20 years regardless, whether you run or go turn yourself in, you're still getting 20 years. It's not like they give you an extra charge for staying under the radar. It's not a new charge being on the run. You know what I mean? So the way I was looking at it is I want to live the best I can. And I lived careless. I lived reckless. Like I didn't give a shit. Started shooting up all kinds of shit. You know why? Why not? What do I got to look forward to? But yeah, I got to where I didn't trust a lot of people. What was the first thing you thought when that first prison door closed? This shit's real. I'm really in here for 20 years. That's the first thing I thought. This is my life for the next 20 years. What was the biggest lesson prison taught you about trust? What was the biggest lesson prison taught me about trust? That you can, that motherfuckers who are criminals are sometimes more trustworthy than people who ain't. And I feel like that's because they know the consequences. So they're going to be more likely to be real, and they know what it's like to be there. So I met people in there that I trusted more than people I met on the streets, more than the people I was running with on the streets. People on the streets was willing to turn me in. People in prison, they ain't like that. They ain't about trying to turn people in. So that was one thing that taught me about trust. What did you miss most about ordinary life when you was like just having the pleasure of sunshine whenever you wanted it and fresh air outside whenever you wanted it? Oh, I want to go ahead and address something too, because everybody says it in my videos. People are saying my pupils don't lie. The pupils don't lie. You're high. You can tell by your pupils. Your pupils are small. My pupils are small because I got lights right here in front of me. I got 2 lights in front of my face. So obviously that's why my pupils are small. Everybody always jumps to drugs though. I've had that comment so many times. Pupils don't lie, man. Or, boy, then pupils are a pin dot. You're high right now. That tells me everything. Your eyes tell me everything. No, it's because go put 2 lights directly in front of your face and see if your pupils don't get small. So I figure I'll go ahead and address that for the ones who say that. Automatically jump into some negative shit saying it's drugs. It's not drugs. I'd tell you if I was on drugs. Why didn't I stop using? Because I didn't have no reason to stop using. Might as well use. I mean, I'm living day by day, hour by hour. So that was one of the reasons I didn't stop using. It was like, why would I quit using when I ain't got nothing but the next hour possibly? Got living hour by hour, day by day. So I felt like I didn't have no reason to quit using, even though I knew I was going to go through hell with withdrawals once I got caught. I tried to get off of it, and while I was on the run, tried to wean myself off. It didn't work. You almost got to be forced to go through the withdrawals, but that's what it took. It took for me to go to prison and not have a way to get anything to get high on, which there was more drugs in prison. I found heroin when I was in prison. I couldn't get that on the street. Matter of fact, the day I got arrested, I was on my way to go get heroin for the first time in my life. So it was like, why would I stop using and have to go through the withdrawals and shit? You know, I'm just going to keep living careless until I get caught. But with that being said, guys, hopefully I answered your questions for you. Throw some more in the comment section. I'll answer them when I get to them. But with that being said, please leave a like, comment. Excuse me. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next one. See you.